Good morning, dear students. Today, let us start the new chapter, the nervous system. Our nervous system helps us to know about our surroundings. Then, uh, we can behave according to the conditions of our surroundings. In all organisms, we can see this kind of awareness about its surroundings and that are doing its activity according to the surrounding. We human beings as well as the small microscopic organism behave according to the surroundings. Otherwise, the survival will not be possible. So, here two systems are doing giving a coordination for our body to act properly according to the time. It is done by two systems, that are the nervous system and hormonal system. In this chapter, we are learning about our nervous system. Then here the points are given. What are the needs of the nervous system? Important points that help us to keep about our surrounding. What is going on around us, or what is the condition of the surroundings? That is, we get informed with the help of our nervous system. We know that nervous system, it get all the information through the certain sense organs. You know that the eyes, the skin, eyes help us to know by seeing what is going on around us. Then hearing the sound, we can understand certain things. If somebody talk in the other room, by detecting the voice, we can identify the person. Our nervous system is helping us to know about our surrounding. Then we can feel the environment by knowing whether the condition is hot or cold. We can, with our skin, help us to know about the weather conditions. So all our nervous system, tongue, help us to know different taste. All these are done by the help of nervous system. Our sense organs are connected with it, so we get informed about our surrounding. Then again, second point, you see, it enables us to remember, think, reason out, etc. We can remember, store different memories in our brain, because it can store the memories like a computer. It can store so many things, so we can remember, we can think, or innovative ideas we can bring with the help of our nervous system. Brain is doing it. Then reason out according to the conditions. We can calculate many things, or we can understand certain things with the help of this nervous system. Then it controls all harmonious, all voluntary muscular activities. Certain examples are given in the textbook, that are running, or that is an activity, muscular activity. Then even holding this book, if we have something in our hand, with holding it we can run. Two activities are doing together. By our consciousness we can do such things. Then regulate involuntary activities such as breathing or beating of the heart. These are done by the particular part of the brain, like the medulla oblongata. You might have heard that that part of the brain is controlling many involuntary activities like the heartbeat. So we know what is done by why we need a nervous system. The points are important. Then our nervous system consists of three main parts: our brain, spinal cord, and all the nerves in the body together make the nervous system. Here you can see the point: the brain, the nervous system consists of brain, spinal cord and sense receptors and a whole lot of nerves. We can, which are the parts of the nervous system? The nervous systems contain the brain, spinal cord and all the nerves in the body. These nervous system is made up of certain kind of particular tissues known as the neurons. Brain, spinal cord, all these nerves, everything is made up of particular tissues known as the neuron. Then neurons have three main parts. Here we are learning the structure of the neuron, and neuron consists of a cell body, dendrites and axon. Cell body, dendrites and axon. Here you can see the structure of the nervous system. Here you can see the perikaryon or cytone, that is the cell body. Here it is divided into three main parts. Here the cell body, that is the perikaryon, then axon, that are a long thread like structure that is arising from the cell body, and you can see so many from the perikaryon, many root like structures are arising from it. That structures are known as dendrons. Dendrons again divided into dendrites, smaller branches known as dendrites. Then you can see the axon, the long thread is known as the axon. Then its endings also you can see. Axon ending is also branched like the dendron. Like the dendron, the axon endings are also branched. Here the axon is surrounded by a particular sheath known as the myelin sheath. Here you can see the myelin sheath, the marking innermost covering is known as the myelin sheath. That is a particular kind of fatty substance that act like an insulation. It is separating. You know that in the when the electric wire run through particular kind of pipe, we can see each wire has insulation to prevent the mixing up of the impulses that are passing through this nerve fiber. You can see the longest nerve fiber is known as the axon. Axon is surrounded by the myelin sheath. Myelin sheath is made up of fat-like substance, fatty substance that is preventing the mixing up of nerve impulses that passing through the this longest nerve fiber. Then again you can see another structure around the myelin sheath, that are neurolemma. That structure is known as neurolemma, that is made up of certain particular kind of cells. You can see the nucleus of that cells. You can see there black spot like region, that are the neurolemma. Neurolemma has particular nucleus of it, that are separate cell, not a part. It is included with the nerve cell, but they are separate cells that are making a covering around each axon. Then you can see certain node like structure, certain constrictions you can see, that are node of Ranvier, that is known as extra cell covering the axon, nerve fiber, node of Ranvier, that are certain constrictions you can see in the nerve cell. And then at the end of the axon you can see certain bulb like structure. Here it is not shown properly, but they end with certain bulb like structure, and it contains certain chemicals known as the neurotransmitters. That chemical that at the here you can see one nerve cell completely. Then at the end of the axon ending, the next nerve cell start, and there will be a gap between the two. Then that gap is known as synapse. That gap is known as synaptic cleft. You can see the synaptic cleft axon terminals are closely packed near the dendrites. Then such gaps are known as, but the nerve cell neuron, dendrites of another one or more neurons, but they are not connected. Then the gap between the two is known as synaptic cleft. At one nerve cell you can see the next will start from the ending of the axon, but there will be a gap between the two, that is known as the synaptic cleft. Then a nerve impulse transmitted from one nerve cell to the next by releasing certain chemicals known as the neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are present at the tip of the axon ending. There will be a bulged portions known as the that is containing the neurotransmitters that are not shown in the figure in your textbook. Really, that will end like small bulb-like portions. This is the structure of the neuron. You have to draw it and learn it thoroughly. This is one of the diagram you must be asked to draw yourself. So learn it by drawing. Once again I am telling the structure. It containing a cell body known as the cytone or perikaryon, that containing so many granules in it. You can see Nissil granules inside it, small granule, like when you draw the diagram, such granules must be there. Then it has a, but all the cell organelles, it has a nucleus, it is marked here, but all other cell organelles are also present in the in this nerve cell, but the centrosome is not present in the nerve cell, because the nerve cells usually do not divide and it cannot replicate or make its own. It cannot divide and produce another cell. So centrosome is not present in the nerve cell. All other cell organs are present there. When you mark, you must we must be thorough with the diagram. And again, the cytone, the perikaryon, is one of the important marking, labeling. You have to, when you draw, you have to label the cytone. Then dendron or dendrites, you have to mark it. Then axon is another important labeling. Then neurolemma or then node of neurolemma or myelin sheath are the important labeling you have to do when you draw the diagram.